Hey Israel. So thank you for your question. So you asked about question 4. I want to start on question 3. So here's the answers you gave on question 3. Question 3 asked for a line that's perpendicular, and so you changed the slope. The equation that was provided, the slope there was -2/7. To make it perpendicular, you changed that to +7/2 right here. Awesome. So we're gonna have to do the same thing here on question 4. It asks again for the equation of a line that's perpendicular to this equation that they've given. And so in the equation that's given, the slope is -3. And you kept the slope the same, so it would be parallel. But this question is asking for perpendicular. So we need to take that slope of -3 and change it to be the opposite reciprocal. So instead of -3, it will be positive. And instead of like 3/1, I'm going to do the reciprocal, so that's going to be 1/3. So our new slope will be positive 1/3. And then there's two different approaches you could take to get your final answer. I'll show you both. Won't take too long. The first is we can use point slope form. That's the one I got over here on the left. And in order to do point slope form, so we'll need the slope, which we have, positive 1/3. We'll need this x coordinate, 3, and we'll need this y coordinate right here, which is -2. And so the 3, that's the x. Let's label this the -2, that's the y. So I got matched up by colors and also labeled with x, y, and the red one here is the slope m. So that 3 is going to go into this blue box. The -2 is going to go into the green box. And our slope into the red box. And so let's rewrite this y. Instead of minus -2, we'll make that +2 equals 1/3 x minus 3. So in order to get this answer into our final form, where we have it in y equals form, which is what the directions asked for, it says y equals in our answer box there, so we're going to have to use slope-intercept form. We can take this equation from point slope form and change forms. It'll take us 2 steps. First, I'm going to distribute and multiplying that slope of 1/3 into the parentheses. So y plus 2, that's going to stay the same. 1/3 times x, we'll just write it as 1/3 x. And then 1/3 times -3 is going to be a negative answer. And 1/3 times 3 is going to be just 1. It's like the 3's cancel. And then my second step, to get the y by itself, I'll need to subtract 2 on both sides. So these cancel, whoops, all the way down. And we'll get y equals 1/3 x. And then -1 minus 2 is going to give me -3. So that's the equation that I'm after. Right there. Okay, approach number 2 is to use slope-intercept form. It's over here on the right-hand side of my screen. And so I got the colors, same colors. So I'm going to use the x, that 3, which is the x coordinate. I'm going to use that to replace the x in y equals mx plus b. That -2, which was the y coordinate in green, I'm going to use that to replace the y in y equals mx plus b. And then that positive 1/3, our new perpendicular slope, I'm going to use to replace the m. So that'll give me a number for the green y, it'll give me a number for the red m, a number for the blue x, and then that b will be the only variable left, so I'm going to solve the equation to get b. So -2 is going to go here, 1/3, whoops, let's change that to red. 1/3 is the slope, multiplied by 3 in blue, and then plus b. So I have to multiply the red 1/3 times the blue 3. First of all, 1/3 times 3 is 1. So -2 equals 1 plus b. And then to get the b by itself, I'll need to subtract 1 on both sides of the equal sign. Those cancel. -3 equals b. So that's my y-intercept. That is what I will need to write my final equation. So in y equals mx plus b, I'm going to now return to the original version of that with just all letters. So I'm going to change the m into a positive 1/3. That's my new perpendicular slope. And then that -3 that I just solved to get for b, that's what I'm going to put in there for the b value. So it'll be y equals 1/3 x minus 3, which is the exact same equation we got the other way. So whichever of those two approaches works for you, when you see them written on the page, it's really like about the same amount of work either way. I mean, that both sides got the same amount of written work there. So it's really just a matter of which you're more comfortable with and what you think makes more sense. Hope that helps.